Billy Bonds is a player who has come to epitomise everything good about West Ham United. He came to the club in the summer of 1967 from Charlton Athletic and immediately commanded a place in the side through his sheer industry, enthusiasm and teamwork. He was first voted Player of the Year in 1970-71, and there's still no greater sight for a West Ham fan than Bonds with his socks round his ankles, digging the side out of trouble with a perfectly timed tackle, or making an overlap to provide a match-winning cross or pass, as these 4 goal assists aptly demonstrate.
Bonds. The ball to Brooking. Brooking has made a space, and he's gone!
Robson looking up, he's got Bonds wide on the right. Good control from West Ham's number 4. Will push it to the byline, he's taking Taylor all the way there. At the far post, he's got Clive Best. 3-0, and it's 2 in a week for Clive Best.
Played on nicely for Bonds, what a good run by the number 4. And Robson! Oh, he's there! Off the post, Brian Robson! And 4.5 minutes gone. West Ham ahead.
Bonds, a neat little chip. Best! A great header, and West Ham have 2. Clive Best. A great cross from Bonds.
Brooking takes another corner for West Ham. Bonds again, trying to get there, and nearly.
Billy Bonds really began to make his mark in the 1973-74 season, when Bobby Moore left the club and Bonds was promoted to captain by Ron Greenwood. He enjoyed some amazing achievements that season, playing in front of the defence and captaining the team from every corner of the pitch. On the 2nd of March 1974, Bonds scored his one-time career hat-trick against Chelsea, one with his head and one each with his left and right foot, like Pop Robson the season before. He finished the season with 13 goals, joint top scorer with Clyde Best. He was voted Hammer of the Year for the 2nd time that season and took West Ham to Wembley and FA Cup glory in May 1975, the following year, leading from the front as always.
And the crowd at the far end rise in salute.
And what have we got here? Well, a huge cheer, because West Ham are bringing on Billy Bonds, replacing Alan Dickens. He's been out of the first team for 16 months, but listen to this reception. This is how much they love him, and he's back, and the crowd love it.
Bonds' phenomenal achievement of 793 appearances in 20 seasons still stands out as a statistic unlikely ever to be broken in the current climate of transfer madness and the dearth of club loyalty in favour of the fast buck. But this was never Bonds' style.
There's no secret, it's just hard work. I've always trained hard, I've looked after myself, and probably that's all really. That's all, there's no secret to it.
Do you train extra hard? Or?
No, I do exactly the same as the other lads, but I've always, through the summers I've always done it, not just since I've turned 30, I've always trained through the summer, 2 or 3 days a week, even as a youngster, and I think that helps you. I think you tend to, a lot of players train all year round, and then come the summer, I think for 2 months they just sit back, relax and let themselves go, and I don't see the point of that. I think it makes it harder when you come to pre-season, so I like to keep fit during the summer, and I think that helps.
Calls for him to play for England came from all directions in the mid-70s, but Sir Alf Ramsey confided to Ron Greenwood that he felt Bonds had an ungainly running style. Never to be bothered by such ephemera, Greenwood, once England manager, called up Bonds to his England side on 3 occasions. On the first of these, he made the bench but wasn't brought on, and on the 2nd and 3rd, he sustained injuries in the week before each game. As he said phlegmatically in his autobiography Bonzo, it obviously just wasn't meant to be. His injuries also took him out of just 1 season at the club, Ironically, the 1985-86 season, their best ever. But it was a season built on foundations that Bonds was very much a part of. His achievements at West Ham remain legendary.
Wild tackle by Peter With, and he clashes with Billy Bonds. And that's good refereeing, isn't it, by Clive Thomas? Because a great moment.
Comfortable at the club, at the back or in midfield, Bonds amassed a superb 59 goals in his time at Upton Park. Here are 10 of his finest efforts.
Robson nodding that nicely for Coker. Good bit of poison control there by the youngster, and now it's Brooking, set free there by Robson. And there's Redknapp going in. What a terrible mistake there in the Palace defence, as Jackson and McCormick looked at each other, and Redknapp very nearly nipped in for what could have been a second and killer goal. Bonds now letting one go. And again they looked and waited, and Robson was there very quickly. A nice little chip towards Billy Bonds, and he scored a second one. 2-0 Billy Bonds, and Crystal Palace defence was in ruins.
So Brooking waiting to get this back. Gets it short to Bonds. He can hit it from there! And Hammers take the lead. What a great strike from Billy Bonds. Martin had no chance.
Good long throw there by Padden. Holton was really stretching for that one. Best jumping well for it. Billy Bonds. Oh, a goal by Bonds, and a beauty! What a superbly struck shot by Billy Bonds. Nodded away for Billy Bonds. Oh, what a goal! Billy Bonds has done it again. What a tremendous goal by Billy Bonds. Longer throw that time, lower trajectory. Now will that come through? No, is it a penalty? Yes. The penalty there to West Ham, given against Will Smith for handball. And so here's the golden chance for West Ham to get the equaliser. Harry New directly facing that situation, having no doubt at all that that was handball by the number 2, Will Smith. And Billy Bonds, a vital penalty to get West Ham back into this game. Billy Bonds against Bill Glazier, and he's got it, sending Glazier the wrong way. An excellent penalty there, well taken by Billy Bonds. Good header by Billy Bonds, and here's the corner, and there's Bonds, and this time he's got it in. From Graham Padden's corner, Billy Bonds, who came so close with the header that produced the corner, as that corner came over from Padden, there's Billy Bonds just tucking it in, coming from nowhere, and that's 1-0 to West Ham. Robson taken neatly there on his chest, a yard or two ahead of him, going past one rather half-hearted challenge after another, and a free kick. No, a penalty! A penalty there as Robson was brought down, and referee Peter Willis deliberated for some time, and he's going to be booked, McClintock. He's going to be booked for showing dissent, and the referee deliberated. He went right across there to make sure that that infringement occurred inside the penalty area. He decided that it was inside the area, drawing the ball on his shirt, and knowing now he'll have made up his mind where he's got to put it against the massive frame of Phil Parkes. Some 6'2", 6'3" of him, a man who's played for England. Billy Bonds, the man with the skipper's responsibility for West Ham. Oh, in off the post!
And Taylor breaking forward, and he's pushed down, and West Ham have a penalty. Bonds with a chance to put West Ham ahead in the tie, finally. It's 3-0, and West Ham ahead against Den Haag. A perfect penalty from Bonds.
Dickens Another tight angle. And that, I think, is a corner. Short to Dickens. Back it goes. Well, Devonshire. The shot by Bonds and turned in. Billy Bonds claiming it. Swindlehurst tried to just make sure that Bonds gets the goal. And inevitably, it was Alan Devonshire who played a vital part in the build-up.
Bonds was also to lift the FA Cup one more time as captain in 1980. But even more remarkably, he was to achieve the rare success of taking the Hammersmith 2 promotions as manager.
Obviously I want players to just give me 100%. I think that's all you can ask the players, really. I suppose really my management, what I've learned has been from John Lyle, Ron Greenwood and Bob Stoker. Those three people, they're good people, very knowledgeable people in the game and very honest people. And I suppose I've learned little bits from each of them.
In 1988, Bonds was awarded the MBE for his services to football, something that even managed to attract the attention of the American media.
Professional footballer Billy Bonds, he had been named member of the British Empire. Football has been tainted in this country with crowd violence, but Bonds rises above all this as one of the game's most honest, hard-working practitioners. And the titled and top-hatted crowded for autographs when the news photographers were finished.
Billy Bonds. Oh, goal by Bonds, and a beauty!
At 41, Bonds is the oldest professional in a league where most are finished at 30. He has played for 24 years, where most play 5. There is no way to cheat to get this record. You do it slugging out the daily training. And if it's cold and wet, then you slug it out in the cold and wet. There's a lot of argument about honors, their worth, and who should win them. In London yesterday, there are many who think the Queen got it right, honoring a bus mechanic's son who left school at 15 to play football, something he does with distinction.
And Billy Bonds now, with the penalty for West Ham against Phil Parkes. An enormous goalkeeper who to Bonds must seem to fill that goal now. And Bonds has done it, 1-0 to West Ham.
The crowd have always been great to me. I remember my first game, Sheffield Wednesday, we lost 3-2. I think we were in the lead in that game as well. And right from then, you know, that was in the days of the chicken run, the old chicken run. And right from then, they've always sort of, you know, I've always had a great rapport with them, and you know, they've just been marvellous throughout my career. And you know, I go through brick walls with them. They're terrific.
Hurst, Potts, Robson, Martin and Bonds. Just 5 from the extended list of giants to grace the green blades of turf at Upton Park. And thanks to this volume of legends, you can now enjoy their skills again and again at the touch of a button. Keep watching this space for future volumes, detailing the achievements of some of the greatest players that have ever played for West Ham United. True legends from the bowling past.